everyone! Welcome to the channel dedicated to sharing the profound insights and wisdom of Andromedan contactee Alex Collier. If you're new here, you're in for a journey that expands your mind and consciousness, bringing you closer to understanding the messages from the fifth density Andromedan extraterrestrials. For those returning, we're grateful for your continued support. Before we dive into today's enlightening content, we have a small favor to ask. If you find value in the knowledge shared in this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps us amplify Alex Collier's message, allowing us to reach a larger audience with these vital messages. We'd also love to hear from you, so please engage with the comments below. Whether it's a question, your thoughts, or even just an emoji for the sake of engagement, every comment counts. We read every single comment, and your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Additionally, if you'd like to support us further, consider giving a super thanks tip by clicking the heart with the $sign. This small gesture allows us to continue bringing you more of Alex's messages, unfiltered and directly from his lifelong experiences with the Andromedans. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
President Trump mentioned in a video from May 2023 that he will bring back the World Fair for a year starting Memorial Day 2025 to July 4th, 2026. This seems like a new technological disclosure event. What new tech can we expect to see in a World Fair event in these times? Possibly unreleased Nikola Tesla inventions or solar warden tech? Thank you, Mr. Collier. Much love. Well, it's probably everybody's going to pull up in anti-gravity RVs and motorcycles, eh?
Well, I'd like that. Could you imagine
Cool,
an
eh?
anti-gravity Harley? Oh man, how cool would that be? How cool would that be? I can picture that. I can visualize that in a heartbeat. The United States has a very unique history. The United States has so many secrets still to tell and to share. That I think that this World's Fair will not only do technology, but it will also do history. For an example, in Iowa, the Davenport calendar. The establishment said it was fake, but it's not fake. It's genuine. They always say it's fake when it rewrites history. Okay? So that might be something you want to look into, the Davenport calendar. It was found 20 feet underground. I think they were building a shopping center or something. And that's when they found it. Also in Iowa, they were excavating, and they came across the bones of a horse, an elephant, and a camel in single file with the remains of a human being of what looked like Mediterranean descent based on the DNA. And they were all single file, and they all had packs on them with food stuff in the packs. And they were hit like that. They were buried just like that. And that's exactly how they found them. This is in Iowa. Okay? But, let's not talk about that. A lot of this information I'm giving you is in John White's Pole Shift book, which came out, I think, in the late 70s or early 80s. It's a fascinating book. Absolutely fascinating book. And many of those things that he's talked about then, which were all taboo, we're beginning to see bits and pieces of information coming out to support that that information that he was talking about. Now, one of the more interesting things is the Grand Canyon. We've heard about the tunnels, we've heard about the mummies and the gold artifacts and the such. What's even more interesting is that the ancient Egyptians, Mesopotamians, and the Babylonians, possibly even the Chaldeans, when they referred to the Valley of the Kings, it was the understanding of those tribes, those civilizations, that the Valley of the Kings was actually in the ancient lands of the West, across the Great River. And they were referring to the United States, well, what is now the United States, and the Grand Canyon, which is why there's so many artifacts, Egyptian artifacts throughout the United States, ancient Hebrew artifacts, Philistine artifacts, just from everywhere, from all over the world. Now, I want to share with you that every Tuesday night, I like to watch The Curse of Oak Island because I find it fascinating. And there's a lot of people that poo-poo the show, but they find things that are absolutely fascinating just off the coast of Canada in Nova Scotia, a place called Oak Island. And one of the things that they've uncovered are logs of trees at the bottom of a swamp, 10, 12 feet underneath a swamp, of trees that only grew in France. Okay? These trees only grew in France. And it's a specific type of oak. And they've carbon dated these trees, these beams, these roots from 983 to 1100 AD. And the conclusion is that, well, these had to have been part of boats. That this wood had to be part of boats. They're not sure about the roots, though. How would they possibly get over here? Because the only place this tree grows is in France. I find that fascinating. I do. And of course, this is 300, 400 years before, Columbus was even born. But what it does is it gives credence to not only the fact that they have found copper artifacts, which DNA puts it here in what is now known as the state of Indiana and Ohio in the copper mines, that the copper in those mines was mined and somehow 10,000 years ago found itself in the Mediterranean, Europe, and the Far East. It adds, it's a piece of the puzzle. It bridges pieces of information. It also ties in the stories of Prince Madoc, the oldest son of Arthur, who came over here around that same time period, but he came down into the Gulf of Mexico and entered through Louisiana and formed a colony in the Ohio Valley. Prince Madoc, M-A-D-O-C, for those of you who don't know. Now, what's interesting is that there are artifacts of his existence here, including stone carvings, etc. But what's really, really fascinating is that as missionaries came over with the colonists, and and began to move westward, they came across these Indian tribes, and they came across an Indian tribe that was a mix of Caucasian and Indians. And all of them spoke perfect Welsh. Now, you don't read that in history books, but they talk about Prince Madoc. All right? You don't hear about this in history books because they don't want us to know the history, because there's so much more to us. There's just a lot that, well, it's probably not inconceivable to say that our entire history is going to have to be rewritten, with the exception of a few chapters. Excuse me. So, those are just some of the things that we have to look forward to. And a lot of this history was probably in the Vatican archives and other strongholds. And it'll be great if that information begins to be released, especially for that which matters to us here in the States, where this information will be available for the first time during this World's Fair, this yearly World's Fair, so that our journey to every state will bring more and more enlightenment, and it'll provide some history, some insight, and some pride to the inhabitants of each of these states, that, you know, that they have this remarkable history that everybody can use, can feed off of, and grow from, and, you know, take pride in the fact that they're an Indianan or an Ohioan or a Coloradoan, you know, being a local. They can have some pride in being a local in the places they've chosen to live their life. Not to mention that they'll have to start teaching archaeology in high school, because so many kids are going to want to know. Because, you know, most children would rather learn than eat. That's probably not true when they turn to teenagers. But, I mean, they're either learning or eating. You know, if we can get them off the video games and get them into archaeology, that's one, they're learning a real talented skill. Two, they're outdoors. And three, you know, we'll have one of those lunch trucks wherever they are. They can eat out of the lunch truck for a while, you know, and give our refrigerator doors a break. Somebody needs to invent a glass refrigerator door, you know, that's glass. So they don't actually have to open it and stand there for 15 minutes to see if something magically has been beamed up into it. They can stand while the doors are closed and look in to see if anything's changed in the last 15 minutes. That would be huge if somebody could come up with that.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any questions relating to today's video, please also leave them below. We read all the comments and take on board what our viewers have to say about Alex Collier's work. Remember, your support helps Alex Collier's knowledge and the messages from the Andromedans reach more people. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can give us a super thanks tip by clicking the heart icon with a $sign. It really helps our team bring you more content. Also, be sure to visit alexcollier.org to sign up for our regular email newsletter. It's the best way to stay updated with the latest news, exclusive content, and upcoming live webinars. For the latest insights from Alex Collier, check out alexcollier.live. And if you want to explore over 250 past webinars, head over to alexcollier.tv. Thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting Alex Collier's work. We couldn't do this without you, and we're genuinely grateful for your support. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vast mysteries of our universe. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.